Come for the white flag. Jack Johnson drives through the number 4 corner, strokes it just a little bit. Now he torques it. Oh boy, is he laying it down. 34-188. Jack Johnson, 1 lap to go for victory. Johnson moves down the back into the number 2 corner. Jack Johnson, Schenectady, New York. He opens up a lead. Will Cagle takes away the number 2 spot. Buzzy Rudiman's in trouble as they go down the back straightaway. Kenny Bren moves up to the number 3 position. Trouble up there. Here comes your leader. Off the number 4 corner, it's gonna be Jack Johnson of Schenectady, New York, your winner. Will Cagle second, Kenny Bren is third. Buzzy Rudiman is fourth.
Welcome to the 12A edition of Inside Northeast Racing. That was footage from the 1979 edition of Super Dirt Week, the 1979 Schaffer 200 at the New York State Fairgrounds. This is our 12th segment of Inside Northeast Racing. Got a lot of action coming at you here in this week's edition. We're actually going to break it into 2 separate editions. Be sure to look for the 12B edition as well. But the 12A edition will have a certain theme to it that I'm sure a lot of you folks will take a liking to. Here you're seeing a little bit of footage from down at the Accord Speedway and some of the full-fendered action. And 12B edition will be solely that. Some full-fendered action from the World of Outlaw late models and pro stock action from many of our local tracks. But a lot of open wheel edition here as we take a look through our weekly speedways. You'll see some side-by-side action as you're looking at right now here down at the Accord Speedway. Of course, the Inside Racing program brought to you by NISCA, New York State Stock Car Association, Utica Rome Speedway, RCT Roofing, and Rayome's Towing and Recovery.
Hi everyone, Mimi Lazar with Keith Flach for Inside Northeast Racing. Keith, you ran here a while ago. It's been a while since you've been here. You feeling a little nervous about going out there tonight?
Not necessarily nervous. I mean, we came for the Ice Jam earlier this year. We didn't run as well as we wanted to. We didn't really run bad either. So we got a couple notes from that. Obviously, it's probably going to be a slightly different track with it being more of a night race. So hopefully we're at least halfway there for the start of the race and stuff, and we can build off it from there. Hopefully find something for the future that'll work and see what happens.
You've had a pretty good season at Malta and the Valley so far. Give me a little bit of update about what's going on there.
They've definitely been going 100% better than we started the year. Opening night at the Valley, we had to clip the Valley car from the radiator forward, got in a couple wrecks. Malta, we just didn't really have a handle on the car. The notes from last year weren't quite what we were looking for. So we had to kind of start over, but the last 3-4 weeks in particular, Lebanon, we've been in the top 7 or 8 the last 3-4 weeks. And Malta, we've had a couple good weeks, just a little bit of driver error last week, but we had a good car, and we'll keep building off that. No, I mean, I'm my worst critic as far as that goes. I think most drivers are, but just you're looking for a little more out of the car than the car wants to give you, and you just over push it. And you know, like I said, we overshot the turn a little bit and lost about 5 spots and a half a lap, but otherwise we should have had probably top 3 or 5. But
now, last weekend was a little meaningful for you. You had your brother's race at the Valley, and Andy Bicchetti won, which I think is nice because, you know, he's kind of familiar with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. If someone's going to win it, I want somebody that's you know, well respected and everything, and just respected my brother and stuff. Andy and JC, they, like most rookies, they had a couple run-ins when he first started a few years ago and whatnot, but you know, since then they were both classy guys about everything, and definitely. Like I said, I wanted, if someone was going to win it, someone that it meant something to when they won it. And definitely, even talking with Andy last Saturday during the ESS feature, he's definitely appreciated. Got a little bit choked up talking about it, and you know, I'm just happy that someone wanted that, appreciated it.
Absolutely. Now, give me a little bit of a little preview here of what this I Am Second is. We briefly talked about it before, but tell the audience and the fans what that is.
I Am Second is basically just a Christian movement meant to inspire people to live for God and others. Basically about being a little bit less selfish, and try and do some more good and whatnot, and spread the word. So. Decided I'd put it on the car this year. It's something I've been kind of hanging out and checking on the last year or so, and put it on. You know, you can check it out at their website. It's just iamsecond.com. I've been working with the Mohawk Hudson Humane Society, so they've been on for the last year or so. Just like I said, last year or so, some kind of hit me that, you know, we can use this car to try to help get some more good recognition for people that need it out there. And you know, I got the idea. I met with Brad Shear at the Humane Society and said, you know, I'll put you on for nothing, just try to get you some more exposure and try to work with you a little bit. I was at 2 Saturdays ago, we had their Paws in the Park fundraiser. We brought the one car there and stuff. Just try to get more people involved in doing stuff, and try to get more people involved in dirt racing too. Right. Try to gain some more fans and whatnot. So it's been working good, and you know, like you said, a lot of other drivers are starting doing it. I think it's good for the sport. Absolutely.
Now, that's Keith Flach, and he's definitely one of the guys that really does help promote this sport and loves it. So I'm a big supporter of you, Keith, and good luck tonight.
Thanks.
You're very welcome, folks. That's Keith Flach in the 77J here tonight at Fonda Speedway.
Thanks, Mimi, and thanks to the Ravenna Rocket, Keith Flach, for stopping by and spending a moment with us here. Now we go to the Fonda Speedway and take a look at that Wednesday night action, the companion event with the World of Outlaw late model event. This past Wednesday night from the Fonda Speedway, action coming up from the Track of Champions, and we'll go to Josh Phillips for the call.
Jeremy Wilder, Keith Flach, mash the gas out of turn number 4, racing down the front stretch. Down into turn number 1 and 2, they race. Wilder rip riding it up on the top side with the big block. Here comes Danny Barrett down to the inside. Barrett going to grab the number 2 spot down the backstretch. Darwin Green working down on the inside. Keith Flach, when he comes out of turn number 2, down the backstretch, he's going to chase Jeremy Wilder. Keith Flach picking them off one at a time, back up to the number 3 position, and Danny Barron all over the back bumper here, race leader, as they come off of turn number 4, slams in the look. So far, all Jeremy Wilder with Danny Barron in tow. Third right now is Keith Flach as he's stuck back through the field to grab the number 3 position. Right on for the number 3 position as Flach working the top side of the speedway. Gleason, the youngster, running the small block down low, side by side, all the way through turn number 1 and 2. Off the corner, Flach just a little bit quicker, but here comes Gleason. He's got the BBL Construction sponsored car hooked up down on the inside. Side by side, they race out of turn number 4. Straightaway advantage right now for Jeremy Wilder. Clean straight right there ahead of him as he leads Barron, Flach, Hansen, Reckner, your top 5. Matt Ward right now got company. Those guys are all messing around back there for the 3, 4, 5, 6 spot. They don't know, but Matt DiLorenzo is a-coming. He's working down on the inside of the speedway, slides it up to the top. Keep an eye on the 3D as he comes off for turn number 4. Three-way battle for the number 4 position. Reckner sneaks, comes Reckner right up there with the white flag. Your race leader picking up the white flag. We're going to let him go. He's gone. As number 2, 3, 4 position right now, race down to the line. Barron trying to hold off Flach. Reckner nearly up into the wall. 3 wide as DiLorenzo sneaks to the outside to crack the top 5. Pat Ward falls back to 6. Meanwhile, your race leader now winner up at turn number 4, Jeremy Wilder, picking up the win. The race to the line for second. As Danny Barron going to pick up the number 2 spot. Flach is third. Fourth goes to the 17 of Reckner. Fifth to Matt DiLorenzo.
Hi, this is Stan DeVore. I'm representing Inside Northeast Racing. It's a great show. It's on YouTube, and I watch it every Saturday with my son Lyle, who's a promoter here at Malta.
Did you notice the hat? Stan, dumb man. Stan is dumb man in my book, that's for sure. Well, Stan said the Albany-Saratoga Speedway will take a trip up to the Great Race Place this past Friday night's racing activities up at the Albany-Saratoga Speedway. And here we go as the green flag flies in the 35-lap modified main event.
Your starting grid, ready to go green off of turn number 4. Green flag flies, we're underway. Down to turn number 1 they go, leading the charge off turn number 2 will be Don Ronca in the number 7 car. Ronca up on the outside will lead the way down off of turn number 4 to put lap number 1 on the board. Ronca out front as they lead up here to turns 1 and 2. Ronca in command with Floyd Billington riding second. The 50J of Justin Bowler back there in third spot, fourth spot, as they work down off of turn number 4. And the early going will be the 8 of Jimmy Control. Side lane, gonna force Britton up high. Trombley tries down low. And a great battle there between Trombley and Britton. They go side to side with Billington dead ahead of Trombley. That will give Britton the outside lane. Britton takes the high line to the number 2 position, and now along comes Trombley for third. Trombley to third, that deals Billington back to fourth. Got one off the pace, that is Britton trying to get his first taste of victory here at the Great Race Place. White flag now in the air. Down to turn number 1, Rock on the outside, Britton on the inside. It's going to be a drag race down the backstretch into turn number 3. Ronca up high, Britton trying to get a run. Neil Stratton down on the inside. They come off turn number 4. Britton gets him at the line. Peter Britton picks up the win at
Pete Britton was the modified feature event winner at Albany-Saratoga Speedway, edging out Don Ronca by 7 1/1000ths of a second. The Aussie picks up his first win at the Great Race Place. Don Ronca did finish second. Kenny Tremont Jr. would finish third. Jeff Trombley came across the line in fourth. And Matt Depew would round out your top 5. Well, now we take a trip to the Glenridge Motorsports Park. Glenridge Motorsports Park modified event, just about ready to take the green. And we'll send it to track announcer Josh Phillips for the call.
Round out your field. 30 laps getting ready to go off of turn number 4. They race it down into turn number 1 and 2. Savoy going to jump up to the top spot as they go 3 wide out of turn number 2. Down into turn number 3, they race to complete lap number 1. Bob Savoy showing the way. Vetter rides in the number 2 spot right now with Richie Price in third. Fourth right now is Craig Hansen. Don't look now, but Bobby Varon getting it going. We've got one slow up on turn number 2. Everybody able to make it through clean and green. 2 laps in the books, all Bob Savoy, Bobby Vetter, Richie Price, Craig Hansen, your top 4. Fifth rides Becker with Varon in the number 6 spot. Seventh is side by side there behind him, and Price got caught sleeping as they go down the front stretch. Side by side for the race lead now. Vetter right now is challenging for the race lead down the back stretch, and Bobby Varon working the outside of Craig Hansen. 11 laps in the book. New race leader Bobby Vetter, and Hansen working down low. Hansen looking for the race lead out of turn number 2. Craig Hansen will now grab the number 1 position with Vetter in second. Here comes Varon up top, looking for third. Varon, the crossover down low, trying to get to the inside of Bobby for the number 20 of Craig Hansen. Hansen going to use the pick and roll with Aaron Jacobs. Jacobs running the high side of the speedway as they come down to the white flag. Last circuit for Craig Hansen, and right there Aaron Jacobs going to help him out. Right there on the back bumper is the 85 of Varon, but Varon going to run out of time. Down the back stretch, Craig Hansen showing the way into turn number 3 through 4. This time checker flag is in the air. Craig Hansen picking up the win.
Craig Hansen would pick up the victory over Bobby Varon, finishing in second. Elmo Reckner would finish third. Richie Price was fourth, and Bobby Vetter would round out your top 5. Thanks again to Jack Shoes Race Car Parts and More for their support here in 2013. Back to our 12A theme show. Bobco Video presents a fast flashback as Mike Mallett talks with the legend at the Track of Champions.
Feature winner here this season and several-time track champion here at the Track of Champions, Mr. Jumpin Jack Johnson. Jack, you've been racing here at the Speedway for over 40 years. Tell me what that's like.
40 years. Wow, that sounds like it's pretty serious. What it's like, I don't know. I mean, I've been coming here for a long time, and I've seen a lot of changes, a lot of people come and go, and still having fun.
Now, early in the season, it looked like you had a few struggles, but a couple weeks ago, you're finally able to get back to victory lane. Why don't you tell us about that?
We've been working real hard to find a setup for this car, for this racetrack, and a couple of weeks ago we found it, and hopefully we still got it. We'll have to wait and see what happens tonight, but I think we got a good race car here.
Now, does the win encourage you maybe chasing that, another track title here at Fonda Speedway?
No, I'm not really chasing any titles. I mean, I've done that, been there and done all that before. I'm not interested in really winning the track championship or any titles anywhere. I just want to race and have fun. I mean, if the points are there, I mean, they're there, but it's not something I'm really worried about. I'm racing to have fun and naturally try to win races.
Now, is that obviously that's a change for you from earlier in your career when you wanted to go out there and win the track title? And how do you go into a race now on race night with the points not in mind? Is that hard for you?
Not at all. I mean, I don't even think about the points. I mean, if I'm not running good enough to win a race and maybe being a top 10, I just soon pull out and come back next week with a good race car.
Now, I've heard Bob McCready say that, at this point you don't need track time anymore. Is that really what it's all about at this point?
If I need track time now, I'm in trouble.
Well, Jack, as we look at the rest of the season, I mean, what's your real goal here? Just to win features?
Just to win features, have fun, and just have fun. That's it.
All right, race fans, there you have it from Jumpin Jack Johnson.
Thanks, Mike, and thanks to our friends from Dirt Track Digest. The New York State Stock Car Association Safety Night coming up. It's time to salute our weekly winners for the New York State Stock Car Association. Safety Night coming up this week at the I-88 Speedway. I-88 Speedway will host a NISCA Safety Night. Upcoming NISCA nights also will be at the Woodhull Raceway on the 13th of July and the Utica Rome Speedway on July 14th. And this week's winners are, at Fonda, Kerry Hollenbeck, Rob Van Arnhem, Kenny Hollenbeck, Kenny Martin, Matt DiLorenzo, Mark Mortensen. At Lebanon Valley, it was Daniel Sanchez, Tom Murphy, Ray Hall Jr., Dan Cody, Ryan Darcy, Jay Corbin, and Eddie Marshall. At Albany-Saratoga Speedway, it was Kenny Martin, Steve Ryan, Robert Bublak Jr., Peter Britton. At Orange County Fair Speedway, it was Kevin Skelly, Chuck McKee, Tim Hindley, Matt Janiak. At Accord, it was Will Dietz, Ray Tarantino, Tyler Boniface, Andy Bicchetti, Dave Demarest, Brittany Curry, and Doug Norrie. At Glen Ridge, it was Nick Stone, Craig Hansen, Stan Wetmore, Greg Pesolano, Rob Van Arnhem, Shane Playford, Aaron Burton, and John Walsh. Thanks to the New York State Stock Car Association, NISCA, for their salute to the weekly winners. Time to take a trip to the Accord Speedway for some modified action. And as the modifieds are ready to take the green, here's track announcer Joel Mearns with the call.
Number 12 machine, we get set to go. Green flag racing. Here they come at turn number 4. They'll look for the green flag this time by. Down the back straightaway right now. Here everybody jockeying for position. Ken Boniface hangs on to the number 2 spot right now. And of course it is Mel Schrufer out of Bloomingburg, New York. Still up there in the number 1 spot. Watch Schrufer down the back straightaway. Watch McKetty up to the outside now. He has moved into spot number 3. He'll work to the outside again over Boniface. As now the Wild Child up to the wild side takes over spot number 2. Time begins to wind down right now as Creedon and Jackie Brown get together a little bit down the front straightaway. Jackie Brown now moves into spot number 4. Down to turn number 1, McKetty running the wild side of things down the back straightaway. He's getting a great run on Schrufer as they head down the straightaway. Schrufer nice and easy lets the car drift up to the concrete barrier down the front straightaway. McKetty now takes over the number 1 spot. Oh, he catches Schrufer sleeping off of turn number 4. We got a new race leader. And in a win will go to the Wild Child, Andy McKetty. Schrufer will be second. And a hard-fought battle for spot number 3. It'll go to Jackie Brown. Creedon is 4th. And rounding out the top 5 will be Jerry Higbee.
Hi everyone, Mimi Lazaro here for Inside Northeast Racing. We're here now with Elmo Reckner. Elmo, you're a watcher of this program, aren't you?
I guess I am, yeah.
Yeah, you are. You did a preview for us. Thanks for watching. Now you're here tonight. I saw you looking at the motors here on these late models. What's going on in that brain of yours?
I'm just looking at how light those cars are, and those guys have a few more toys than we do, I think.
Oh yeah, they do. You got the spec motor in here, and I'll tell you, it seems to be going really good for you.
It is. We've been struggling with setup a little bit with it, but the motor we're pretty happy with. The weight is quite a bit different with this, and we tried some things last week, and honestly we were terrible. But so I've gone 180 degrees, and we're going to try something else tonight, and hopefully we'll be a little bit better. I don't know what the track is going to be like, but come Saturday night, I think we'll be back to our normal stuff.
You know, it's tough here at Fonda Speedway. One weekend you can be dead on, and the next weekend you're just out to lunch.
Yeah, and lately with the weather that we've been having, it's been even more so. A couple weeks ago we had one of the fastest tracks we've had in a few years here. I think we were down in the 18s, so they were flirting with some track records. But, you know, and then we come back the following week and it's dry, slippery racetrack top to bottom.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely tough here. Elmo, I wish you luck tonight. I like watching you out there, folks. That's Elmo Reckner, and we'll see him out on the track tonight.
Thanks, Mimi, and thanks, Elmo. As you can see, he's just tickled to be there. Back to Fonda Speedway for Saturday's modified action, modified event here at the Fonda Speedway, ready to go green, and we'll go back once again to Josh Phillips.
In the Riley Mortuary, car number 22 on the pole position will be Dave Lape out of turn number 4. Down the front stretch they race, down into turn number 1. Dave Lape going to show the way as they race through turn number 2. Soul working on the top side of the speedway. There goes Elton Palmer down low, down the backstretch into turn number 3. Lape continues to show the way with Elton Palmer in second. Soul rides third right now as they sweep it off of turn number 4, lap number 1, and your race leader is Dave Lape. Elton Palmer trying to track him down as they race down into turn number 1 and 2. Soul riding into the number 3 spot right now with Darwin Green riding fourth. Danny Barron trying to work his way through right now, rides into the number 5 spot. He's going to sneak down to the inside, side by side right now.
After Dave Lape's heat race win and leading the early laps of the feature, his night took a turn for the worse. A wild, grinding, grueling crash down in turn number 1 sent a scare through a lot of people in the grandstand area and the pits as much. And you can see Dave helped off to the ambulance. He did go for medical attention, but he was released later on that evening with just some bunch.
Off of turn number 4, Barron still continuing to show the way with 8 laps remaining. DiLorenzo giving it everything he's got upstairs. He's got a good run that time on it, 2 down the backstretch. Barron going to hang right there with him. DiLorenzo going to overtake the race lead into turn number 3 and 4. Doesn't matter till you get to the stripe. Barron going to pedal down low, but on the top side of the speedway. Matt DiLorenzo, new race leader, 7 laps to go. So DiLorenzo gets the outside of Danny Barron. Barron still trying to make it work down right there at the middle of the speedway, able to get just enough to keep him back, but freezing through 3 and 4. He is flying up on the high side of the speedway. And checker flag is out. Your race winner, Matt DiLorenzo.
D would be your feature event winner, followed across the line by Stuart Friesen. Danny Barron would finish third. Jimmy Davis was fourth, and Mike Mahaney rounded out your top 5. You've been watching Inside Northeast Racing, sponsored by the New York State Stock Car Association, Utica Rome Speedway, RCT Roofing, Ray Ohms Towing and Recovery, Bobco Video, Northeast Racing Videos, LaGrange Media, and Jack's Used Race Car Parts and more. Thanks for watching the 12A edition of Inside Northeast Racing. Be sure to watch our 12B edition featuring the World of Outlaw late models at Fonda, Pro Stocks from Accord and Albany Saratoga Speedways, the Fonda Pro Stocks presented by RCT Roofing, and a few words with another legend, Bob McCready. For Mimi Lazaro, Mike Mallett, and Joel Mearns, my name is Dan Martin, saying, see ya. You've been watching Inside Northeast Racing, a Northeast Racing Videos production.